is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show for the weekly auction ending watch party here on Sports Cards Live for Fanatics. Auction number 217 ending today, March the 15th. Got some fun cards to go through, and I apologize for the late start. We always start this show 5 minutes from now, 7:30 Mountain Time. And when I set it up, I thought, well, I'm going to start this time half an hour early. And I forgot. I apologize. As Junk Wax Hero said, I did leave you guys hanging. I am sorry about that. But here we are. We will get going now. And I apologize for that. But lots of fun cards. Lots of fun cards. I have my eyes on two cards tonight that I do want to purchase. I intend to purchase. I see some of you guys there on Instagram. Come on over to YouTube if you would like. It's a better experience over there. I see you, Papa Wax Picker. Autos, good day to you from in Australia. Good to see you, Cardboard Investment. See a few of you there on IG. Come on over to Instagram, to YouTube. We will have a better time over there. I will tell you that. Kevin Hawthorne, Bill Betts, these guys were here at 7 o'clock Mountain. That's 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'm sorry, guys. Nick Chen, Adam Deadhead, Ivor, thank you guys for being here. Pick 6, good evening. True Card Adventures. Is that Corey? Is that a new name for you? Looks a little bit different. Going after a Russian legend tonight. Good luck to you, buddy. Good luck to you. Yes, good to be back here. Good to see you. Is that you, Corey? Just confirm. Say, yes, it's me, Corey. I think it is, but I don't know. I can't keep track of the way YouTube messes up with these names sometimes. So we will let a few more people come on in, and we will get to it, though. Yeah, again, come on over to YouTube, Sports Cards Live there in the chat. I've got like 153. Oh, that's why I was going to start early this week. Oh, okay, good. It is you. Hey, Mike Double V, Corey. There's 153 cards, guys. You can see right here. It says it right there that I have kind of favorited for tonight. It's too many to get through them all, but we'll see how it goes. We'll get started. We'll kind of whip through a bunch of them, I'm thinking. But I want to analyze some conditions. You know, we've got a T206 Ty Cobb green portrait Piedmont back, $3,400 PSA 3. And you know, when a vintage card like this has such rounded corners like we see here and is still a 3, it makes me think that it's going to be void of any real surface issues like creases and wrinkles and that kind of thing. And it's tough to tell for sure, but these are some seriously rounded and worn corners. You see wear on the edges as well. I don't mind it. I don't mind those rounded corners. I like them. Several months ago now, I'd say, I was bidding on a card just like this. It might have been this exact copy for all I know. I think this is a great version of the card, a great copy of the card. And yeah, this would be more than welcome in my personal collection right here. Because the corners, while they are super worn, they are super uniform. They're symmetrical for the most part. That top left one might be a little bit more wonky, but great image of Ty Cobb. Really great registration, centering. Top to bottom, it's a little low, but side to side looks good. Anyway, a great card. $3,400 on that one. There's 2 Charlie Chaplins. I have a Charlie Chaplin card in my collection. I have a small, Hollywood kind of Hollywood music, historical figure collection. And Charlie Chaplin, I have one of his cards. I don't have either of these, but this one's interesting. Without the mustache and without the hat on, I guess that's what he looked like. I don't know anything about this chromo gravure card, but $210 on that. Pop 3 higher, and then the Lambert and Butler right there. That looks more like what we recognize when you think Charlie Chaplin. I don't know how, do you have to be of a certain age to know who Charlie Chaplin was? Do the young folks know who this guy was? I mean, I sure do. You grew up hearing all about Charlie Chaplin if you grew up in the era that I did. 39 play ball DiMaggio PSA 5 holder. Nice looking copy, except for the centering, of course. It is definitely low a little and to the left, but it's just a great card. It's got some sort of, it's like he didn't wipe, it's like he's got some ketchup on his face there that he didn't wipe off. It's a 5. I wonder how it would grade today. It could be a 5 today still. Tough to say, but a nice card, a card that's sort of on my radar, but not a high priority. Picked up a couple of higher priority DiMaggios at the National last year, but if I had it, this would be a high priority one. It's a nice card. This 47 bond bred Jackie Robinson, you know, the hobby talks and debates the 48 Leaf. There's the 48 or 49. The 49 Bowman is the Leaf his rookie? Is the Leaf and the Bowman, are they both his rookie? But then this thing kind of pops up and says, hey, what about me? I'm from 1947. Am I the rookie card? And it just depends on how you look at rookie cards, really, I think, because can a food issue premium type of card be a rookie card? I think a lot of people in today's hobby will say yes, and it's hard to disagree with that. Here we are, 75 years later, and does it really matter where the card came from? I think it does technically. Victor, the rookie card specialist, would definitely help us to understand it. But if you are not so, reliant on the technical rules of the hobby, as they are traditionally, as they've traditionally been laid out for us by Beckett Magazine originally, and the team over there, including Dr. Beckett, through till today, then I think this would be considered to be a rookie card by many people. And then you look at this copy itself. It's a PSA 1, recently graded. It's a facsimile auto, obviously. It's a beautiful card with a nice portrait and a picture of Jackie versus all of his other cards that are really paintings for the most part. But this card's it's a disaster. Like, look at this thing. It's a complete disaster as far as eye appeal and condition goes, because of all this staining, these wrinkles and creases and paper loss, like a spider web right over his face, creases throughout, all over the place, crackling going on. But a card like this, it's not necessarily always about the condition. I think for me, it's always about eye appeal. That always has to come into consideration. But if you need a card and there's not many of them, then you're going to take what you can get. And that's why I believe that this messy, even though it's nicely centered at least, but this messy PSA 1 is at $4,200. That's it's nice to see. It's nice to see. I guess it really depends how important that card is to you. 48 Bowman Warren Spahn rookie PSA 8.5. $7,500 right now. I do like this set. I have a couple of cards from it myself, and this is, it's a funny picture of him, that side profile, but the card looks great. It's an 8.5, as we said. Condition looks to be superb, from what I can tell. I almost wonder why it's not graded higher. I see nothing wrong with it, but of course we are looking at these cards in 2 dimensions. There might be a little bit of light print on the cap there. I don't know, but that looks like an amazing copy to me right there. 7,500 on the Spawn. Now this is interesting. We've got 48 Leafs. We've got 2 Babe Ruths. We've got 2 Joe DiMaggios and 2 Ted Williams. And it's just fun to contrast the conditions of these cards. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's bring up the PSA 1 and the PSA 4 Babe Ruth. And okay, it's fun to contrast the conditions, but one of them looks like this. It's almost, I think the tape is still on there. It's tough to say. But all these must have come out of the same collection. This one's, there's a bend right through it there on the back. It doesn't really matter. The most important defect on this card are those tape marks, because you cannot not see them. There are other issues as well. A folded over corner up there, black staining, creases, wrinkles, foldovers, massive glue staining on the front here, the Babe Ruth. And then the 4, let's have a look at this PSA 4 copy. Much nicer. I don't know if it's a 4 anymore, though. It's just there's a lot of surface sort of staining issues. There's the corner issues. There's the centering. I just don't know if this is a 4 in today, according to today's grading standard adherence by PSA. They're just very inconsistent with their grading standard adherence. So tough to say, but a nice overall copy there. It does present well. Good eye appeal, I would say, compared especially to the tape one. And then the DiMaggio's, we'll open these two up. It's a 1 and a 3 in this game. Ooh, okay. I hadn't looked at these yet. This 3 right away, I'm not a fan because look at the yellow. Look at the color fringe on the yellow coming off right there, off his back, all the way down the side here. You've got that's a solid couple centimeters of color fringe. His whole head is very blurry. You see the blue there, the red there, the red on the shoulder. The registration is weak on this card. And that might be why it's a 3 versus the Babe Ruth that had the 4, because everything else looks to be pretty similar condition-wise. It almost makes you think that somebody had 2 sets of these things, because look at this. Here's the twin to go with the Babe Ruth. And then we'll see, I think, the Ted Williams after. Look at that. Paper loss, tape residue. The registration's a lot better on this copy, though, but you would have to deal with all these other issues, which are they're kind of fun. Look at that. Look at the back. $775 on the DiMaggio PSA 1 and $2,600 on the 3, which is a very recent grade. The 1 is even more recent. This is a 9-digit serial, so this is in the last, half a year, whereas this is the end of 2024. Both recently graded. And the Williams, let's have a look at these. We don't even need to look at them. Let's look at the 7, actually, because this is a standout card. Early grade, $8,750. If only this had a pinhole and was a PSA 1, I would buy this all day long. This is a beautiful copy. Nice red background. It's not perfect. It does have, you can see some snow coming through. A little bit of a mark right there to the right of the S on the border. But overall, a great copy. But that, I'm a surface guy. I'm a surface print guy. And this has the snow coming through. That is a problem for me. And it's really relegated mostly to the lower left quadrant of the card. The right side looks really good, as does the top over here. It's mostly down over in this region, the lower left. So, but again, still a very strong copy. Early grade. Tough to say what it would grade today. And the 1, you can look for yourself. It's a disaster as well at $1,000. Warren Spahn 48 leaf, one of my favorite cards in a PSA 8 holder. Nice copy. It is a nice copy. The orange is maybe a little bit subdued compared to some other copies that I've seen. I love this card, own a copy myself. There's a slight clockwise tilt here. Right border, you can see, gets wider as you come down, and the opposite on the left border. But boy, do I love this card. That's a nice copy. It's a nice copy. It's a PSA 8, $6,500 right now. The Whitey, sorry, I always get the Whitey Ford and the Ed Snyder confused for some reason. This is the Duke Snyder PSA 8 49 Bowman, $6,000 right now. And this is beautiful. Yeah, gorgeous copy. And PSA agrees. It is in an 8 slab. Got a bit of a mark right up there. Nothing serious. That wouldn't deter me from adding this to my collection if I wanted this particular card. I used to own a Duke Snyder rookie. I no longer do. This is a beautiful copy. I would endorse that copy. Here's the Roy Campanella PSA 8 from the same 49 Bowman set. Another card I love. I still have my Campy rookie. Kept it over the Snyder. PSA 8, early grade, off center, but very nice still. And most of them have this line through the eyebrow. I've noticed that on several copies. I'm sure some of you can validate that as well. Is there a niche out of his cap there? I don't know if I have to go look at another copy to see. Do you see there's like something's off with the ball cap there? Makes me want to go look at my copy, which I can access on my phone here pretty quick and see if it's the same thing on mine. So I'm just going to go to my baseball collection, and there it is. Yeah, mine has the same issue, as you can see right there. Same missing little bit in the cap and the same line through the eyebrow. You see that there? That same whitish line coming down through the eyebrow. So nice to know that those are not defects on this card. An 8 on this one, $4,800 on the Campy. We've got some 51 Bowmans. Looks like we have the 3 main rookie cards from the set here, right? Those are the 3 main rookies: Mantle, Mays, and Whitey Ford. Card number 1 on the Whitey Ford. The Mantle is a PSA 3.5. Ooh, it looks like it has really good registration. Let's zoom in. Yeah, not perfect. Not perfect. The reason I say not perfect is I do see a little bit of blue coming under the cap there, and you can sort of see the shadow of it along the black outline here, but still very good. A little bit of snow on the top of the name bar there, but nothing coming under the black border down here. Sometimes you see the green from these trees coming into the border. We're not seeing that here. Corners are good for the grade. It is off-centered, but it's hard to find this card centered, that's for sure. Really a nice copy for a 3.5. Very nice copy. $18,000 on the Mantle. Let's go to the Maze now. Even more off-center than the Mantle. It's a PSA 1 though. Oh boy, $2,700. So from here, it looks really good for a 1. Obviously, it's well off-centered, right? But the name bar is nice and dark. It does have a few. I don't want to call them fish eyes. I'd almost rather call it snow, but there is a more of a circular fisheye right there. And then you can notice some surface wear up in the upper left quadrant over here. But the borders and the edges look to be the edges and the corners look to be okay. Some gloss loss lower right corner here, a line right there. But for a 1, I mean, is there something else happening here? There must be some creases, or let's see the back. Let's see the back of the card. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. This thing took an acid wash. It looks like that's a complete mess on the reverse here. But the front's very nice. The front is very nice. PSA 1, very recently graded on the Maze rookie, 2,700. The Whitey Ford, card number 1, PSA 7. Oh, this is clean. Very clean card here. I'm just going to quickly look. Yeah, I mean, wonderful. Is that perfect registration? Like, I think it is. Almost perfect registration. Yeah, not much more to say other than if you're looking for a clean Whitey Ford rookie card number 1 from the 51 Bowman set, this might be the one you want. $5,250 on the Whitey Ford. A pair of Satchel Pages from 1953 Tops. We have a PSA 1 and a PSA 5. Let's compare. Let's compare and contrast, everybody. All right, so here is the 5. Off-center to the right. Good image. Good red border. A little bit of a corner issue down there. Hard to find a copy without that. On first glance, this thing looks pretty good. A little bit of a chip over there, but it's minor. This looks good. Is it a recent grade? Not so recent even. So I like this for a 5 from what I can tell, but let's have a look at the 1. Okay, we do have a crease coming right there. We got these issues up over here, all sorts of issues along the upper edges towards the top corners. Image of Satchel's pretty good though. Yeah, the red's good. Bottom corner's worse than the 1. This isn't a horrible card for the grade at all. I mean, you've got issues. You definitely have issues on this top left, right in here, in that top left quadrant. We definitely have issues there. But overall, that's a pretty nice copy. It's $500 right now on the PSA 1 and 18.25 on the 5. Let's have a look at the 54 Tops LK line. That's the only 54 Tops we have. This is a PSA 8 copy. I have this card in a PSA 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's nicer than this one. This is nice, though. Not a recent grade. That top right corner, not sharp enough for an 8 for me, actually. But side-to-side centering is good. There is some slight clockwise tilt. Bottom border is a little bit too wide compared to the top. So this thing is off center, has some slight tilt. Probably not an 8 by today's standards. And look at the staining on the back along the left edge too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all sorts of weirdness. Definitely overgraded. Like, this is not an 8 anymore, which is too bad. $6,000 for this 8 tonight here. However, All-American Sports Club hand-cut Bill Russell, PSA 8.5. Now, his Topps rookie, which most of you would know, is from 1957. This is a 1955 All-American hand-cut Bill Russell. Nice image. Small card, small piece of cardboard right there. It's number 61. Nothing on the back. I don't know what these came off of, but it's some sort of something it had to be hand cut from. It's recently graded, so you know it's going to be all of an 8.5 for the most part, $5,500. It's sort of an oddball type of card to me, I would think. 55 Bowman Hangaren PSA 8. Let's take a look. Let's just take a look and see. I'm not a huge fan of the design, but it's a bit high for on the centering scale. This is an old grade in a new slab, something to keep in mind. So this was graded decades ago, but was reslabbed into the nicer modern slab. Very nice copy, though. I just wonder if that top to bottom centering is, and it's even off a bit to the right, if that makes it no longer eligible for the grade it's in right now, if it were to be, reassessed. But still a nice card. Still a nice card. $4,800 on that one. Hemet's Journal Cassius Clay rookie PSA 7 from 1960. $5,000. This is a card I want a copy of. There's the I think it's a fisheye, but it's on all the copies. We always see that there. It's a nice looking copy. A very nice copy, actually. The back's good too. It's like, it's not perfect, but it's very recently graded. Hand cut. I like it. I want one of these. $5,000 there, everybody. $5,000. Oh, well, we're going to go to page 2. Actually, I'm going to, before we do anything, where do I do it? Oh, I'm in the watch list. Oh, no, here it is. We're going to go to 96 items. That'll speed things up a little bit. Okay, we were making some headway here. All right, we'll pause here. I'm going to go back to comments, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you're watching on Instagram, I only see one of you on the gram right now. Come on over to YouTube. Come on over. But back to here. Let's see, where do we leave off? I was late starting the show, guys. I apologize for that. Jeff Wills, Judge threw out a runner at third, his fastest throw in 3 years. So that should double the 5.3 million. Adam Deadhead, what's going on? Sergey Fedorov. Hey, Jake Dahl, what's happening? Hello, Laura. Good to see you. Corey, you got to be in your 30s to know about Chaplin today, at least, right? True. Corey says, I would consider that bond-bred Jackie Robinson a rookie as well. Yeah, I do too. Junk Wax Heroes. There we go. We're back. Sorry we're late tonight. I set the show to start early and then for some reason went to my normal routine and didn't start till 30 after the hour. Junk Wax Heroes love stains. I do too. They bring the cost down. They're natural. I do. I love some stains. Not all of them. Some of them. 003. Sorry, evening, everyone, from a rainy and soon-to-be snowy Chicago. Welcome to the show. Corey says, could you imagine people putting tape and stuff on modern cards? No, I cannot. Oh, we got some people watching. There's David Chase. I don't think I've ever seen a copy without the line through his eyebrow. Yeah, he's talking about the Campanella. Jim Scholl. Jay Lee, the DiMaggio in a baggy sleeve makes for a bad unit. The unit, that's right. If it's in, I didn't even realize that, but yes, I don't like them in baggies. What's up, Kinger? Welcome. Kamikaze, your job would be so much easier if there were graders notes. It probably would be easier, but that would take a lot of the fun out of it too, for me, I would say. But I appreciate the comment, Kamikaze. David Chase, the Hemet's Ali usually looks very similar in high versus low grade. It's usually due to the hand cut. Hold out for the lower grade. Most can't tell the difference. I will. Good advice, David Chase. Rob Starr, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Carl Yastrzemski, PSA 8.5. This is a Blazer. This would belong in Chris Sewell's Blazer division, I think. I mean, it's up to him. He is the commissioner of the division. But there is a slight registration problem. You can see that the yellow glow sort of coming off the edge on the left here, but you also see it on the bottom. You can see it over here as well to the left of this black stripe and the white and the blue. Like, I'm not a big fan of that, but everything about this card is phenomenal. It's not perfectly centered, but it is sharp. That is a sharp looking Yaz rookie. 72.50 on that. We had to look at the 61 Bart Starr again this week. We looked at one last week, and you remember we talked about how it had the constellation of fisheyes because it was just littered with them in this bottom black area. Remember there were like 300 fisheyes last week, guys? You must remember that. I see one right there above the R. One fisheye on this card. That's a huge improvement, which is something to look for when you are in the market for your 1961 Bart Starr. A fourth-year card, right? 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. A fifth-year card. 9-digit serial. Really nice copy here for a 6. Like that. This is the kind of card that I would buy. Very nice. The back. What do I think? What's going on here along the top? Some fading. It's on the back. Still probably good for me. Mickey Mantle, 1963 tops and a PSA 2. The centering stood out to me on this one when I looked at it without zooming in as I was preparing. But as I look at it closer, yeah, I mean, maybe there's I don't know if there's tilt or if the card is sitting in here on an angle. It's not a bad copy. It's got issues. It's a 2. But this is just a beautiful card. Like this 1963 tops, if you think about it, guys, 20 years later, they kind of revisited this design similarly in the Wade Boggs rookie year, putting the second picture in the circle in the bottom corner. I like that. I like that connection between the 63 and the 83. Kind of a cool card. Not kind of, it is a cool card. The Steve Carlton rookie, PSA 6, $320. So the only reason why I have this card up here is because it's not a solo card for his rookie, for Steve Carlton's rookie card, or Fritz Ackley for that matter. So I went and I looked to see, well, what does his 1966 card look like, the Steve Carlton? And it's not, oh, wait, hold on, I'm confusing it. No, I'm mixing myself up with the Carlton Fisk. The Carlton Fisk is the 73 rookie, right, with the 3 of them. His second-year card is like a weird-looking card, but it's so weird-looking that I'm probably going to get one eventually. But the Steve Carlton, same thing applies. This is the 65. It's the 66 would be his first solo card. I think I'm like starting, I'm all into second-year cards. So second, third, fourth-year cards. It just depends on the player whether I get the rookie, the second, third, fourth-year card. Or when it comes to somebody like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I go for his first Lakers card, his 75, where his rookie is 69, so it's like a 6-year card. So I'm all over the place, but I have a system. I do have a system. My preferences make sense in my head. And when it comes to a guy like Steve Carlton, I've owned this card before. I don't really want to own it again. I will look to his second-year 66 to represent Carlton in my collection. Speaking of 66, here is the Mickey Mantle. This is in a PSA 6. It's got some centering issues. It's a very early grade as well, and slab. You can just tell by the font and the leading 0 and an 8-digit serial. That's a cool card. I used to own one of these. No longer do. $750. And one of my favorite second-year cards of all time is this 69 tops Nolan Ryan. Here's a PSA 9, $10,500. I don't have a copy of this, but it's one of those cards where, like David Chase was saying with the Hemet's Journal, Muhammad Ali, I want to get a nice, although in this case, I'll probably go for a PSA 6 or even a 5 or a 4 if it's nice enough. The grade really doesn't matter to me. It comes down to how the card looks. And this one, it's got some registration problems, which PSA, I don't think they've been trained. I don't know when they got trained to look for registration, but you can see it here. You can see it all, the blue fringe coming off the image there, the red coming off the right, the blurriness of the words Nolan, Ryan, and pitcher. He looks okay, but he could be better focused. Maybe that's the only thing that kept this from being a 10. Maybe they did consider but then again, it's not perfectly centered. It's good, but If I was looking for this card in a 9, I don't think I could do this one because of those registration issues. I want to perfectly register it. Not perfect, but better registration than this. I don't want this 3D effect here on his name. To me, the name is an important part of the card. All that said, I love this card. I really do. Not this specific copy, but I do love the card. 10-5 on that. The 1970 Topps Nolan Ryan. PSA 9, $8,500. Let's take a look at this one. See, it's almost like they changed their printing method, their design standards. Like this one just looks to be perfectly registered. This is like, I can't see anything wrong with this card. Like even the centering is, I think it's spot on. I think. That's a beautiful copy. I'm not going to look at the back as much. Back looks good. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is still this would be more than welcome in my collection if I wanted this in a 8,500 on that. Here's a new target card for me, the 71 Topps Pete Maravich. This is a PSA 8. And the only reason why I'm not purchasing this card tonight is because of the vertical centering. I would like to find this card, and I think I can find it with basically perfect centering. So I'm going to wait. Otherwise, I would have bid on this because, look, it's super affordable at $260. I think this is just an iconic-looking card. I like it way more than his rookie card. I will be acquiring one of these soon. It'll be like a target for me probably at the National this summer. It'll be a high-priority card for me there. There's the Fisk rookie, 72. His 73 is funny-looking. I don't think I have one saved here, but it will be the one that I go for instead. And, it's kind of, how do you guys feel? Like, I say it's funny looking, and it kind of is, and maybe because he's a little funny looking, maybe, I don't know. But as I look, now that I've discovered it, and I hadn't really couldn't have told you what a second-year Fisk looked like up until recently, like last week. And now that I know what it looks like, I'll notice it more. I will see it more, and I think it'll become more familiar to me. And I will grow to like it more, even if I almost somewhat brainwash myself to like it a bit more, because I will chase that card. And I don't think I will go for his third-year card when it comes to Fisk. So I don't know. Has that ever happened to you guys, though, where you discover a card, you don't necessarily love the image, but it grows on you? I don't know. We'll see if that happens for me. Time will tell. Mike Schmidt, 73. I'm going to go for the 74. Used to own a 73. Going to go for 74. 74 Topps, Wilt Chamberlain. Now, I've always liked this card. I think it's that green and yellow funky background. Conquistadors coming down the side. This is a PSA 9. Only $360. That seems really, really cheap to me. Again, don't know what the comps are on it, but that seems low. It must be a high population 9, I'm guessing. And then, yeah, no, there's no and then. There's no and then. That's it. Those are my thoughts on this card. 75 Topps George Brett PSA 9. I love the 75 Topps set. The George Brett, the Robin Yount, the Gary Carter rookies, even though I'll go for 76 Gary Carter now. I've had copies of the Brett and Yount in parts of 80s, 90s, 10s, parts of 5 decades. I've owned the George Brett and the Robin Yount rookie cards. I don't own either of them right now. But when I see this card, the first place my eyes go to is where the green meets the purple. That's where my eyes go on either side. It's just such an easy spot to assess centering. And right away, you just look at the width of that line, and maybe it's a tad longer on the right here, meaning it's a little bit off center to the left, but it's still very good. Very good. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed blue fisheye right there. I don't love that. I don't love it. There's several blue fisheyes. There's one up there too. It's a lot fainter. If you can't really see them, they don't bother me so much. I'm not going to sit there and hold my card and search for the fisheyes just so I can piss myself off, sort of thing. No, if they really stand out, then it becomes an issue. Sometimes they're not much of an issue. I don't like fisheyes where my eyes can't not see them. So this card, even that blue one there in the green, it's somewhat camouflaged, blue and green kind of being beside each other on the color spectrum, but still, I do notice it. and the centering's good, but it's not perfect. If I ever reacquire this card, it's going to have perfect centering side to side. 7,000 on the Brett rookie. Walter Payton, PSA 9 rookie card. I love looking at the registration on these, especially down at the bottom on his name, Walter Payton. This one's it's decent, but look at, can you guys see this? It's hard to see, but look at all the blue dots throughout the green football, especially like right in here above the R and the S. You got this one over here. You got several down over here. You got this blue stripe coming down here. You got fisheyes in the yellow. They're white. And you've got the offset yellow and green. And even this yellow is coming into the picture and leaving a thin white hairline, almost like we see in the Gretzky cards. So this is a 9, huh? Damn, that's an old 9. Yeah, it's completely out of play for me. I would never own this card. There's just too much print issue going on for me, but 4,200 on the 9. I'll just leave it at that. Here's a couple Gretzky's. We'll do the next 2 rows, and I'll go back to comments, guys. And it is now extended bidding, by the way. Extended bidding just began. So if any card, we go card by card. If a card does not get a bid in the next 28, 29 minutes, that card will end. Okay. Let's look at this Gretzky first. This is an O-Pee-Chee PSA 3.5. First glance, I haven't looked at it much. First glance, very nice. I like it a lot. But let's take a zoom in and see what we find. And right away, we see issues. We see this stuff, these black print spots up here. Yeah, listen, it's a 3.5. It's a recent grade. I don't think I'm going to have an issue with PSA's assessment here. But just calling out the defects on it, and it has some. I don't know what's going on right there. That's like a monster. That's like a dragon eye, not a fish eye, something like that. But the top corners and edges, they look like a 3.5. You got the fish eye here on the shoulder, very common, but not on all the copies. I personally would not want that on my copy. Centering is really good. Oh, look at the placement of the oil drop. That's about as good as it gets, guys. Have a look at that. Like, seriously, have a look at that oil drop. Lock it into your brain as we do this week after week, month after month. And you'll see when I comment on the oil drop not being perfect, that I think is a perfectly placed oil drop. Absolutely perfect. And look at the tightness between the blue and the black. And even the placement of the logo overall. Very, very nice. Really nice registration on this copy. Almost perfect. And it's not perfect, but it's almost perfect registration. The reason why I say it's not perfect is you can just see just a little bit of that fuzziness coming off the bottom of the legs. But otherwise, this is a great copy of this card. This is a fantastic copy for the grade. It's got these thin blue lines on the back, which some people prefer. Yeah, I really like this for a 3.5, guys. Like that's a nice copy. Even with that weird thing right over here, the dragon eye right there, even with that, I still really like this copy. Yeah, I would completely endorse that copy. Here's a PSA 8. Same card, PSA 8, and it has exceptional eye appeal, which I don't agree with on this copy. I don't think this card is worthy of eye appeal. I just don't think that. Listen, I know that this rough edge PSA does not penalize the technical grade. This is a place where I know that's how they were pulled out of the pack, right? They came like this. They used rough blades when they cut these things. But how is that not an eye appeal factor? Which is what eye appeal stickers are supposed to be. So I do not agree at all with the eye appeal assessment on this card. I think it has negative eye appeal because of how rough that edge is. But a lot of people love that, and that's cool too. This is just my opinion, guys. The word Oilers is a bit lower than the word Edmonton, not on the same plane. It's got the fisheye there on the shoulder. Nice placement of the oil drop, not perfect. You can see the thin white line here between the blue and the black. And it's got massive tilt. Look at the way the border gets wider as you come to the right. Is this really an 8? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, boy. It's got counterclockwise tilt. It's got that really rough edge. Like, again, some people love it. Some people love it. But this is not an 8, guys. It's just not an 8. $14,000. It's being the money. Not only do I disagree with the 15% eye appeal, I also disagree with the technical grade. It's too bad. And we have a 2.5. I like the 3.5 better than the 8. Like pound for pound. But let's have a look at the SGC 2.5. This is at $800 right now. Yeah, I mean, top corners are definitely dinged up. It's got the fisheye. They all have the fisheye today. Really nice registration, though. Really nice. Not perfect, but very nice registration. Yeah, it looks to me, just on a quick review, and it's got the thin blue lines on the back as well, which, again, people will pay a premium for that, or they will just prefer it or think that they hit the jackpot sort of thing. SGC 2.5, good for the grade. Yeah, really good. So I like the 2.5 and I like the 3.5. The 8, I would not touch. I personally would not touch. We'll do these two here, and then I'll go to comments. Second year Ricky Henderson OPG. Grayback PSA 9. This card is so nostalgic for me. I remember pulling this card out of packs back in the day. This was a great card. I loved it. And for so long, I thought it was his rookie card when I was a kid, in the 80s. I thought it was his rookie. I didn't realize that 1980 was his rookie card until I bought my first Ricky Henderson rookie card. I bought it in 1991 in Los Angeles. I'm on my way home from Australia after I went on this trip to Australia right out of high school. Graduated high school, June of 1990. September 91, I fly to Australia with a buddy. We're 18 years old, and we're on the SWAP program. I don't know if anyone heard about the SWAP program, called the Students Working Abroad. Anyway, on my way back from there, stayed with an uncle in LA, and I bought the Ricky Henderson rookie, not this one. But this isn't a rookie, but this 81 O-Pee-Chee and top set for that matter, very nostalgic. The ball caps in the bottom. I love this set. This is a card I want to. I have a Ricky Henderson rookie. I love it. But this is a card I think I want to get. This one as well. I think I'm going to have 2 rickies in my collection one day. 1,300 on the O-Pee-Chee second year Henderson, and a 84 Fleer Update Kirby Puckett PSA 10. This card is also very nostalgic from the update set. It's got the NBA Silver Diamond sticker for eye appeal. And I mean, these cards were well produced. I don't know that I've ever seen one that's really too off center with any tilt or anything like that. Just a good looking card. Okay, comments. Where did I think we left off here on Robstar. Mark says, sorry to interrupt. I'm just curious, while I realize it's been out a little while, am I the only one thinking 900 for a box of Topps Finest basketball is insane? Sorry, Mark, not really up to speed on the new Topps Finest basketball. I thought I would have a little fun ripping, but yeah, I mean, 900 is a lot of money for a modern box, Mark. I'm sure I definitely see where you're coming from. Corey hates the Wilt. You don't like that Wilt card, hey? The Conquistadors? Mark, too many insignificant issues when it comes to grading. Mark says no one's eyes magnify. We wouldn't see that. Mark says you are looking for perfection, and it does not even exist in the 10. Bye bye baby. Well, thanks for the comments, Mark. I appreciate it. Bye bye baby. One that is a sexy oil drop, isn't it? Absolutely. Corey cannot wait to own the Gretzky rookie. Mark says you just said a phrase that tells you exactly what a card graded 10 is. It is not perfect. It is as good as it gets. Thanks for your counsel, Mark. I appreciate it. Corey says there's no way that PS8 is better than the 3.5 you just showed. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. I mean, technically it is, right? Technically it is, because there's other when I say technically, I mean technically in accordance with PSA's printed standards, right? And I'm just, I've had issues with PSA's consistency, the adherence to their own standards, their changing standards. Just the way that, you can send a card in and get a different grade every time. Not all the time, in some, if not many cases. But now my issue is not instead of, in addition, I have a new issue which are the standards themselves, which has nothing to do, I don't think, with the current management of PSA. It has to do with the original development of the standards back in the day. And I just think that they were too technical, and they were too tough on certain things. They were too tough on pinholes and other things, and not nearly tough enough on surface issues or tilt. It's like they don't even notice it. It's so weird. It's almost like they like if, as long as the tilted card itself is sort of centered, so it's like, the uneven border on the bottom has the same unevenness on the top, and the unevenness on the left is the same relative unevenness on the right, sort of thing. They're okay, but they don't penalize for tilt, which is mind-boggling to me. They'll say they do, but I just don't think that they're trained enough to do that. Mark says, couldn't be more accurate. That's reality, folks. And Junk Whack Heroes, Ricky says that's Ricky's OPT. If Ricky says it. Oh, so does he not have an 80 rookie card? Junk Whack Heroes, can you just let me know? I'm curious. Does Ricky Henderson not have a 1980 OPT? Like, did OPT even make baseball cards in 1980? I think they would have. I just don't remember. I mean, and I grew up in Canada, so you'd think I would know, but let me know. All right. No, he doesn't, huh? Okay, so that's his That's his first OPG card. So it's basically the 52 tops mantle of Ricky Henderson is right there, the second year OPG. Well, first year OPG, second year card. All right, we've got an 84 tops Dan Marino PSA 9 at $625 with top 15% eye appeal again. Very recently graded by PSA. I want to I'm a tilt monster, guys. I look for tilt now. I can't help it. This looks good. Top right corner, not perfect. I'm not sensing tilt. Nice card overall, except for that top right corner, I would say is not perfect. I don't really have an issue with the eye appeal assessment on this one. Magic Johnson's 86 Fleer PSA 10. Let's take a look at this. Like centering from here looks bang on to me. Yeah, I'd say the centering is basically perfect. Like I don't see any difference there. Something weird there. Could be dirt in the slab, could be on the slab. I don't think that would be on the card, not for a 10. You wouldn't think, right? Yeah, great copy. No issues with this. And there's the PSA, the PWCC. Above average eye appeal as well. Not as well, because I guess Fanatics didn't give it the eye appeal, only PWCC did in this case. Nice copy for the Magic. This caught my eye, 1986 TCMA Mickey Mantle. It's not a photo, though. It's actually a painting, which I had to zoom in to realize that. But a gorgeous autograph. Just beautiful auto. Look at that. Looks like the Oakland A's back there, maybe. I don't know. A neat piece I'd never seen before. Thought I'd just share it with you guys. Don't know much about it, what it is really, but it's kind of nice. Oh, and it's an in-person auto. It's an IP auto, not pack pulled or anything like that. $250 on that. Second year? No, not second year. Later year, Joe Montana. PSA 10, $5,250. This is from Jerry Rice's rookie year. I'm sure most of you guys know that. I was just blown away by the price. Not that I disagree with it or anything. I'm just like, this is a card where 90% of the value is in the PSA slab. And again, the card is worthy of the grade from what I can see. It looks to be worthy of the grade. So maybe it's not 90%, but I'd say, a lot of it is to do with the holder it's in, because of the likely to do with a set run or a player run on the PSA set registry. But it's a great card. Like I really like it. I really do like it. I don't have a Montana rookie at the moment. Maybe this is the one I'll go for. Not this copy, not a PSA 10, but maybe this is the Montana card I will put in my collection one of these days. Topps Tiffany Bo Jackson PSA 10. I was recently gifted a PSA 8 by my good buddy Steve from Mr. Minty. He gifted it to me at the West Coast Card Show. And it's just as nice as this PSA 10. This is at $12.75. It's a great card. I love it. I'm glad to have one. Very nostalgic. Here's a card that let's see. Am I still thinking about bidding on this? I do. This is interesting, guys. Like, I do not like the looks of this card. I think this card is just kind of ugly. Those thin red lines across the top, the very dark black background. You know, Michael Jordan, he kind of blends into the background on this card. It's kind of weird. It's not the nicest card. It's not a high quality produced card. I used to have the starting lineup figure that this comes out of, and I no longer do. But it's kind of nostalgic for me. I used to have this starting lineup figure hanging on my wall in my bedroom. And this is a PSA 8. Perfect grade, perfect collector type of grade, especially for someone like me. This anyway, we'll see. I deleted it from my, I'm going to be bidding on some cards tonight. Let me just make sure. I got to see what they're at. Yeah, all the cards I want to buy are still at price points that I am comfortable with. 1, 2, there's 3 cards that I really intend to buy tonight, and they're all where I want them to be. I'm not going to share them until the end, guys. And then there's a couple more that are more expensive. And I'm not going to go for this card. I got other priorities, but I thought about it. I really, and it's like on the cusp for me. So I like it. I'll leave it at that. Bowman Tiffany, Ken Griffey Jr., rookie, PSA 8.5. Now, I want this card. This is the perfect grade for me. My question, I got to go to the chat on this. Is this border a little bit more creamy colored than most copies? Can anyone let me know? It looks a little bit like, we've looked at so many of these, over the years. I feel like, and I could go compare it myself. I just haven't done that. Is it a bit creamier, guys? Can someone let me know? Just looks like it's not perfectly white, but am I just kind of being extra hypersensitive because I'm considering buying this card? This to me is the Griffey rookie that I want. I've had anyone can have the 89. I have a raw copy of the 89 Upper Deck Griffey does nothing for me anymore. I know it's among the most, I still agree. It is among the most iconic cards out there. I believe that to be the case. But this is the card I'd want. The Bowman Tiffany. So yeah, you guys are saying it looks yellow. Okay, which takes it out of the running for me. Like, I want a nice clean one. Sports Card Queen, Junk Wax Hero, and Alex are all telling me that you're seeing the same thing I am. So, but I will say it's like wonderfully centered. It's not perfectly centered, but it's got great centering. And the 8.5 is like such a sweet spot. You're not going to pay the PSA 10 tax, where this would be $15,000. You're going to get this thing for, around $1,000. The mall bromance copy. Yeah. For Rebecca, why do you want the Bowman? The image of Ken Griffey Jr. is why I want the Bowman, Rebecca, or for Rebecca. That's why I like this better. This card, I know it's not, this is going to sound weird and I can't explain it, but it just reminds me for some reason of the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle. And yes, as the people below say, as Alex and Mark say, and it's the Tiffany. I don't want the regular Bowman. I want the Bowman Tiffany copy because it's rarer and it's got that nice gloss on it. So I love the card. I just think that one might be a little bit light. Here's a card that's okay. Remember I was saying earlier, 90% of the value's in the plastic. This 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan base card. I believe it is the #1 most graded card in the history of sports cards. I believe this is the card that's been graded more than any other. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it is. This is a BGS 10 with a silver sticker versus a PSA 10. The PSA 10 is $360 and the BGS 10 is $1,575. It's almost 5x. That's crazy. Because there's no difference that, and I'll say it and then I'll qualify it. There's no difference between these two cards. There might be. This PSA 10 might not be a strong PSA 10, right? But there will be PSA 10s that are as nice as the BGS 10, and they would still sell for the same amount that this one's going to sell for. I'm not going to go in and zoom and do a comparison of these two. You guys can do that yourself if you want. Point being is that, you're just better off buying the PSA 10 and saving yourself $1,300 to go spend on something else, like maybe this Bowman Tiffany Ken Griffey Jr. sort of thing, Okay, hold on a second, because where was the comment? Is it right here? BW says, aren't Tiffany's a different color than Topps? Card looks good to me. It might be. It might be a bit different. It might be a bit different. What's going on with the time? We have 10 minutes until we got to start thinking about me getting bids in. So what I want to do is no, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to sold items, and we're going to go to 1989. Let's see. So let's just put this up. And then let's go back here. Yeah, I think this one's, I think this one is, hold on, I'm going to do it a little bit different. Just going to blow this up this way, close that. And now, where'd it go? Okay, I'm going to close that as well. So here's the one at auction tonight. Have a look at the border. One sec, let's make this better. And here's another copy. Yeah, like this one here, the 8.5, looks yellower than this one. This one has poor centering, as you can see, but it's a little bit whiter than this. Could be the image settings too, right? It could be the the scanning images. I don't know, but it looks. Yeah, I'm gonna sit it out. I'm gonna continue to sit that one out, guys. But thanks for the help. I appreciate that, everybody. I'm gonna do comments now again. Where were we here? Why do you want the Bowman? Marlboro Man's copy. Most likely cigarette smoke, unfortunately. Could definitely be. Yes, at least he's pictured with Seattle. Upper Deck was airbrushed. Yes, Upper Deck is airbrushed. Aren't Tiffany's different colors? True. I have tons of those, says Becca. Alex Hyde, I thought the 8 and Upper Deck Griffey is the most. It might be the most graded. I could be wrong about that, Alex. But maybe it's the most graded basketball card of all time. That might be what I'm thinking. David Darko has a BGS 9, and it does have a tinge of yellow. Yeah, maybe yours is a Marlboro Man copy too. Just no, I think they all do, but I think that one had an extra tinge. What's up, curmudgeon? Welcome, Ivor. BGS 10 actually much tougher historically. Of course it is. BGS 10s are much tougher historically, but it doesn't make them any better than a PSA 10. That's the thing. It doesn't, because PSA, with the amount of cards that PSA gets relative to Beckett, there are PSA 10s that will be nicer than BGS 10s. It's a numbers game at that point. But yeah, if you just want the BGS 10, Ivor, go grab it. I will never do that. You're like, I don't care that it's tougher. It's tougher because some random dude said so. You know, it's silly. It's silly. Jacob says, I say McGuire USA rookie is most graded. Does is it, Jacob, though? I think GemRate will tell you, because it really doesn't matter what we say. It matters what is. GemRate might have that data. I don't think it's the Ripken error is the most graded for a baseball card. Is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Oh, Sports Card Queen notices a huge difference between them. True card. That is crazy. You never see that huge difference between a BGS 10 and a PSA 10. That's a crazy amount. Hello, Orlando. Good to see you, buddy. Wouldn't be water damage. I don't think it's water damage unless it went for a swim. And I mean that literally, but you don't know. All right. Orlando says Tiffany has a glossy finish. Looks like that. Yeah, but that one was extra yellow, Orlando. I don't know if you were there for the whole thing. Ayo Rhino, do you know anything about the big hobby news coming out tomorrow? All I know is that I saw Brian Gray's tweet. He's saying this is huge news. And then I saw, I forget what podcast. Oh, maybe it was Sports Card Nonsense had a thumbnail saying breaking news. I don't know if that has gone live yet. It was a preview sort of thing. So no, I do not know. The big hobby news tomorrow, but apparently it's like transformational. The only thing I can think of is there something coming down from the government, like some sort of regulation? Because what else could it be? Panini being acquired is not as big of a news as Brian Gray made it sound to be. Topps getting acquired is bigger news by Fanatics, and Brian Gray made it sound like this is the biggest news in the history of the hobby. So it's either regulation. I know that, I mean, I'm fairly confident that Michael Jordan is not being impacted. Like he's not moving from Upper Deck to anywhere else. I don't think that's the news. So what else could it be? What is more transformational? Like, is there no more paper in the world supply for the next 10 years? No, I mean, that's silly, right? It's not that. It has to be regulation. It's the only, I won't say has to be, but that's my guess. AO Rhino, that is my guess. What else could it be? What else is the biggest news in the history of the hobby? And, you know, it does follow that New York senator by the name of Patrick Ryan doing his thing. So we'll see. We will see. I mean, is what not going dark tomorrow? Who knows? We'll see what it is. Mark says, all I know is there hasn't been good news in quite some time. Rob Star checked the PSA digital scan on the Griffey, same as the auction. Thank you, Rob. That's good news right there. What's up, Joe Perot? Good to see you, my friend. Mark, got the base 995. You're good. Are we okay? I got to check the cards I'm bidding on, guys, again, because I want to make sure that I can get them if I want them. And it looks like I need to put in bids. So I'm going to go place a couple of bids here just to see if I can at least become the winning bidder. So let me just go do that quickly here. Oh boy, this one I'm outbid on. I'm gonna go bid that amount on this card. I'm bidding on the first card. Okay, I'm now winning one of my auctions I want to buy, and I'm gonna go to the next one. Gonna place a bid here. Let's go to there and place the bid. Let's see if that makes me the leading bidder. Oh, why didn't the bid go? Oh, yes, I am now winning that auction, but of course it's early. And the last one that I really want to try and grab, I'll just place the bid and see if I am now named as the leading. Yes, I'm winning that auction now. I had the Griffey in here, but I'm not going to bid on it. And there's one other card that's way more expensive than the first two I just bid on. I really would like to buy this card, but it's just too much money for me right now. So I'm not going to. Ooh, and I got outbid on that other one. So I got to update my bid on this one. I'm going to do one more bid and then I'm out on this card. If this doesn't, and I'm winning the auction. Okay, I'm not bidding on that one anymore. I'm out on that if that doesn't get me, the card, I'm out on that one. I'm guessing that I'm going to get outbid again. But there's two that I'm winning and I want to buy. So I'm going to put my phone right there so I can keep an eye on it. Okay, thanks about that. Thanks for that, guys. AO says has to be regulation. You think that might, yeah, right? That might be it. Curmudgeon, it's not Probstein news because that's not huge news. This is being positioned, Curmudgeon is being the biggest news in the history of the hobby. That would not even come close, right? It doesn't affect the hobby. It would affect Probstein. That's it. So no. Kinger, can't believe I'm saying this, but I've had my eye on the Ohtani 55 anime PSA 9. Looks OC. Let me know what you think. I want him in a 2024 year. Yeah, that's how I would want my Ohtani as well, Kinger, in an LA uniform for sure. AO Rhino, sports card nonsense video says hobby lawsuit incoming. That could be completely different, right? Rhino, that could be a completely different issue, a different topic. That might not be what Brian Gray's talking about. I don't know. Queen says something in the hobby is actually getting regulated. We're speculating here tonight. We're just speculating. We don't know anything yet. What's up, Greg? Don't quit, Jay Lee. What on? So you want me to pay more than I want to for a card? Is that what you're saying? You're not a fan of the Jerry Rice? Fair enough, Queen. Yeah, I thought it was a cool card. I don't love it either, but I thought it was cool. Maybe Fanatics is going public. I mean, Orlando, I think that's inevitable at some point, but is that the biggest news in the history of the hobby? I don't think so. I don't think that, and I think people are expecting that. I don't think the way Brian Gray set this thing up is that it's the biggest news in the history of the hobby. I think he said that. I think, if I remember what I read in his tweets. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure. Open season on licenses. That would be big. That would be big, but that's almost a form of regulation, right? That would be regulation coming down on the licensors. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Thank you, Greg. Wishing me luck, guys. I appreciate it. Alex Hyde, just don't over. I don't hate. Yeah, you can hate the buyer's premium, but you just got to work it into the price of the card, Alex. It's really as simple as that. Just work it in and bid accordingly. It's super easy to finesse your way around the buyer's premium. What is up, Jay-Z, Canucks fan? Curmudgeon says maybe a consensus has been made on the antitrust competition lawsuit. Maybe. We'll see. We will find out. All right, let's look at more cards, though, guys. Okay, we are now into the first window. Ooh, and you know what the problem is? Oh no, I did 96. So we're gonna miss a few of these cards, I think. Let's see if there's anything on page 2. Probably we'll let that come in slowly. I'm gonna go back to the top, or not the top, but where do we leave off here, guys? All right, we're right here. Frank Thomas, name on front, PSA 10. $68. No name on front, PSA 10 would be like $200,000. I kind of want to buy this card just because I'm so vocally not a fan of the no name on front. It's like I should walk the walk and talk. If I'm going to talk the talk, I should walk the walk and own this card. And I would own it. I don't own this card. You know, I always wanted his Leaf rookie. I always owned his Leaf rookie as the copy, as my Frank Thomas rookie. But this is the card that I just think I'd rather have. But I don't need it in a PSA 10, even though it's only, it's under $100. So I'm not going to buy it tonight. I'll wait for an 8. Donruss Elite Ken Griffey Jr. out of 10,000. BGS 95. Beautiful card. Just a beauty. Early serial numbered card. Numbered out of 10,000 on the back. The Elite Series. Yeah, this card has aged gracefully, I would say. At least in my opinion. Pacific Football Gold Prism Insert Jerry Rice PSA 9. Pop 10, none higher. PSA 9, Pop 10, none higher. $150. I actually like the looks of this card. It's typical early Pacific, but it's kind of nice. The gold background, it's gold. We all love gold. Why don't we love this card? Because we're snobs. We in the hobby can be very snobby. And you know what? I think the other thing is that golds are now numbered out of 50 or 10, and so this one is not. Look at the back of this card. It's like a whole other card. You actually get. That's really cool, right? You get the whole image on the back, and on the front, you get the gold. That's kind of neat. It's like, I wonder what this card looked like before they, got rid of the background. Well, all you have to do is turn it over, and you can see it. That's real. I actually really like this card now. And then there's the Barry Sanders. Same thing, but the silver, and same thing going on in the back. Kind of cool. Not kind of cool. Oh, that's sold for $65. Okay. This is a card I was thinking about buying. I decided not to just before I went live tonight, but a PSA 9 Bowman's Best Black Refractor Jerry Rice. $40, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. I think it's fine. Skybox Premium Meltdown MJ PSA 7 at $775. Love the card. This image does not do it justice. It has way more color than this would lead you to believe. So go look at other images if you want. But I do love the card. Oh, just got a bid to 800. I was also thinking about grabbing this Ken Griffey Jr. Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor, and then I noticed it was the preview. I'm just not a preview guy. Oh, these have all been sold, so let's just keep on rolling. 14,500 on this Griffey Refractor PSA 10 from 1996. Fourth year refractor, Pop 11, 14.5. Oh, I got to see how I'm doing the auctions that I'm bidding on. I got a couple of minutes left, but am I still winning? Please be winning. Oh, I'm winning one. I'm outbid on the other. So I'm going to need to bid again on the other one. I'm going to bid again. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I bid and I am now winning that one. Let's see what happens. Flair Showcase Hot Gloves, Barry Bonds, BGS. I love these Hot Gloves cards. Awesome. Bonds, beautiful. $450. The Mother Load, Ken Griffey Jr. BGS 95 is $925. Cool card, cool die cut, nice silver foil background on it. It's really a neat looking card. it's kind of like a big pedestal here with this weird thing in the background. Almost looks like the fleur de lis. I'm not sure what that is, but it's the mother lode. That's what I can tell you for sure, is that it is the mother lode. 9.25 Michael Jordan Platinum Portraits. There is a PSA 10 going off in the premier auction. By the way, I mentioned it last night. Don't think I mentioned it here tonight. Adam Gray and myself will be doing the premier auction show on Thursday for the 57th month in a row. However, for the first time, we will be doing it live from New York City, from the Fanatics studio. We are flying to New York this week to do the show in New York at Fanatics. And Joe Davis, the voice of the LA Dodgers, the voice of the World Series and the All-Star game for MLB, will be joining us on the show. It'll be the three of us, and one, though there will be four of us, me, Adam, a gentleman from Fanatics, and Joe Davis will be doing the show on Thursday night. So looking forward to that. Join us then. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But as I was saying, in the premier auction, there's a PSA 10 version of this Michael Jordan. Last I looked was at $110,000. This one's at $14,000 and it's BGS 8.5. So big condition premium there. These have now been sold. The Ultra Ability Superstar Shaquille O'Neal has been sold, $312. The Records Collection MJ PSA 8 does $1320. I was also thinking about grabbing this card. I don't really have any Barry Bonds cards, and this is a rare review. Never really seen this before, from Circa Thunder, 1998. Neat die cut. Neat. It's not gold. It's almost like it's like a copper, I guess, color. But this seems like a neat card that you just don't hear about. That's the one beautiful thing about this hobby. Can always discover more cards. $175. Doesn't that seem good? Like a good price for what seems like a rare Bonds card? I think it's rare. I've just never really seen it before. Here's a Fred McGriff Super Rave Thunder out of 25 at $320. The Frank Thomas Centurion Refractor with coating out of 75, PSA 9s at $525. John Stockton 24 karat gold Fleer Brilliance out of 24 is at $3,300. When I added this to the watch list several days ago now, this was at like $200. I was like, maybe an opportunity. Kobe Bryant, Fleer Brilliance, the regular out of 99s at $8,000. Vince Carter, Essential Credentials, sells for $4,920. Shaq, That's Jam, does $1,470. Brett Favre, Grand Finale, PSA 6. I got a bid on that card again. I've been outbid again. Let's just update the bid. There we go. Is it $975? Sold. Lynchpins Griffey does $750. How about this Griffey Precious Metal? Oh, that's next week. It's showing up already. Okay, that's next week. I already picked a few for next week. Sold. Okay, so these are all this week. I love this Griffey Refractor here, this Fortune 15. Oh, what a beauty. Recently graded, $7,500, pop 7. Nice color. 2 images of the kid. Again, recently graded. Oh, this is a beautiful card. Serially numbered here on the back. Right there, 35 out of 100. Gosh, what a nice card. Got to update my bid again on that card, guys. Hold on a second. I just want to take the winning. There we go. I got the winning bid again. All right. I love this card. Like if I was, looking to spend $100,000 tonight, which I would love to spend every Sunday here, I would be buying this card. I love it. And then there's this one. I was thinking about this Merino. I like it. But when I decided not, when I took it off my bidding account, it was because of all these football image, quarterback images in the background. I just don't know. I don't like that repeating pattern thing. So not when it's that anyway. $64 seems like a good deal. Nice Pedro Victory parallel out of 100 at $925. We've got the Ken Griffey Jr. Ultra Platinum Medallion sold for $5,400. PSA 8. This is a cool card. The 1999 Upper Deck Ultimate Victory Fabrics Gretzky and Bobby Orr dual jersey out of 90. These aren't patches. These are jersey pieces out of 99 at $260 and counting. Michael Jordan Ultimate Collection Game Jersey patch out of $250. Again, a jersey Fanatics calls anything with a jersey a patch because it's like a patch from the jersey. That is not that is a jersey piece out of 250 PSA 5 at $575. Another nice Bonds card sold. Okay, these have all sold. $2,800 on the Kevin Garnett 03 exquisite patch out of 10. I wanted to buy this card too, but just too much for me. A nice Garnett quad patch out of 3 sells for $18,600 from exquisite. Ray Allen, this is the card that I bowed out on, guys. I wanted to buy this card, but it's just more than I want to spend, so I got out. This is the one. This is the one I was bidding on. The Ray Allen Essential Credentials. I'm out on it. Ooh, and the LeBron James Essential Credentials now BGS 9 out of 102 sells for $19,800. I have this exact card in this exact grade, so was watching it because I wanted to see what it did, and now I know. I think my copy has better subgrades, which would hopefully, help my copy out in terms of the value. Let me do I have to bid? I have to bid on another. I have to bid on the other card now too. I got some bidding wars on my hands here, guys. If I win, even if I don't win these cards, I'll show you what I was bidding on. I got to just up the bid here. Let's see if I can get to be the winning bidder here on this. Okay, winning that one. I'm still winning both. One item extended, one needs a bid. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. But I want to look at my copy of this card because, kind of you just want to see how your collection is faring value-wise sometimes. And I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go see. So I've got 2 9s. Oh, no, I got 2 9s, a 9.5, and an 8.5. So this one arguably has better subs than mine, actually, because I don't even have a 10. But I don't have an 8. I have an 8.5 on center, on surface. So yeah, this card has more half points than 2 more half points than mine does. So mine's probably worth a little bit less than this one. 19,800 on that one. Although you just never know what things are going to sell for on any given day. Here's the base card of that card. This is a parallel up here. This is the base, unnumbered. LeBron James rookies, PSA 10 with sticker, 13.8, and a BGS 9.5, 3,100, and a BGS 10. So remember we were talking about earlier, PSA 10 versus BGS 10, and how the BGS 10s are like usually they're tougher to get, and they often outsell PSA 10s, which I think is kind of silly. In this case, the PSA 10's outselling the BGS 10, maybe mostly because it has the NBA sticker. Lots of talk about NBA stickers right now in the overall hobby narrative, but you just listen. I mean, I've been covering these auctions for a while now, and my personal experience and observations lead me to believe that the NBA stickers do provide a return greater than without. Even on a card with obvious eye appeal, there are people who like those stickers. It's the same phenomenon as just having a higher grade on a card. People want 10s. People want 10s. People want stickers. The sticker means the card is better. People will pay for that. It's not going to happen in every case, but it does happen in several. And in this case, I think it's having a major effect because even the BGS 10, which should and often, not should, but often does historically sell for more than PSA 10, is way behind. Now, it's early. This auction is not over. This could be, and this is not $8,500 anymore. This is $10,200 with the buyer's premium. So a couple more bids, and this card could surpass this card. Okay, I'm going to comments now, guys. Let's sit and watch the Ray Allen that I'm not buying tonight. I got to go check my bids again here. Ooh, where are they? Seem to have gone to a different screen. Okay. I'm outbid again. Winning this one. I'm going to update my bid. We're getting into a bidding war here, everybody. And if it's with you, I apologize. Okay, let's see what happens. Go on to comments now, guys. Go on to comments. Canucks fans, sorry late to the party. What's the talk about the biggest news? We don't know. It's just that there's big news coming out in the hobby tomorrow. Brian Gray has said on Twitter that it's the biggest news in the history of the hobby. I mean, what could it be? Because to me, the biggest news in the history of the hobby was Fanatics acquiring Topps. Maybe not the biggest, but that was big news. Beckett being bought by PSA or by Collectors. That was big news. Collectors being acquired by Nat Turner and Steve Cohen Group. That was huge news. Those are all big news. Those are all huge news items. What's bigger than any of those? Panini being acquired. I said earlier, Panini being acquired by Fanatics or someone else. Upper Deck acquiring Panini. I don't think Upper Deck's being acquired. What's bigger? Something to do with Michael Jordan? Something to like, I don't know. Thank you, Queen, for hoping I win those cards. I got to bid again. I have to bid again here. I'm in a bidding war. Let's see what happens. We'll see. Ivor, 10 years ago, BGS 10 used to sell for double or triple PSA 10. Then Beckett created BGS 10 Black Label, which caused the regular 10 to sell for the same. No, that's not how it happened, Ivor. It did not cause the regular 10 to sell for the same as the PSA 10. It's still sold as a premium, and it has it really. Some people will tell you that the BGS 10s started selling for the same as PSA 10s, just like at the end of the pandemic sort of thing, like 2023. But it's not even true. Like across the board, it's just not true. BGS 10s still very often outsell PSA 10s. BW, it's a cool looking card. The Frank Thomas. Yeah, I thought so too. Queen, Rice cards look really good with that close up. One of the true valuable errors. You must be talking about the Frank Thomas. I'm still bidding, Greg. And right now I am winning both of the auctions that I want to win. We'll see how that goes. We'll know more in 4 minutes. Alex Hyde, there's a nice LK line PSA 10. Mark, you got it. Did you win a card? Or are you agreeing with something I said? I don't know, but if you won a card, congratulations. David Chase, I like that card with Griffey batting in front of the marijuana leaf. That must be the mother. Is that the mother load one? What's up, Terp? Good to see you. I'm going for it, Orlando. I'm going for it. Anybody else watching the World Baseball competition? I am not, but I am. I will tell you, I'm not watching it, but I'm getting all my updates from Cage, from the Hobby with Cage on his podcast. And if Cage happens to be listening right now, thank you for putting the date of your podcast in your podcast for me. I said to Cage recently, because I listen to his podcasts now when I'm out walking at night. I'm getting 2 of them in, actually. They're about 15 minutes long. I sent them, or I think I called him, or I think I called him. I said, hey, buddy, just at the beginning of your episode, let me know the date you're recording. Like he says, episode 340 of The Hobby with Cage. Yeah, but when was that? I want to know. I want to know when you're recording. So he started to do that, and now he's calling me out and saying, that's for you, Jeremy Lee. That's for you. So thank you, Cage. I appreciate it. Canucks fan, on top flight cards, NBA stickers make a huge difference. There's no doubt they make a difference. You can cherry pick all the auctions you want and find ones that don't, but there's no doubt that they make a difference often on cards. They absolutely do. Terp says, I take that BGS 10 and get a gold label. Maybe Michael Jordan signs to Fanatics. I don't think that's the news, Terp. I don't think that's the news. If it is, happy to be wrong. Canucks fan, wonder if Beckett getting shelved, maybe Fanatics going public. I don't think Fanatics going public is huge news. I think people expect that. I don't think that's huge news at all. It's not huge. To me, that's not huge news at all. I expect that to be happening. So, and I definitely don't think it's Beckett getting shelved. Called shot, Topps putting gum back in packs. Now we're talking. The return of gum in packs. Talk to me. Love it. Index fund stock market. I don't know really what you mean by that. I don't think so. That would not be huge hobby news. It's kind of been done before. Laura says he said cards would be fine in his stream. Okay. I didn't see. Oh, so he's done a stream now, and I haven't seen that. Outbid on both cards. Good God, you guys. And you guys don't even know what I'm bidding on this time. So I'm going to try and become the high bidder again. But on one of them, I think this is my final bid. Let's see. Still outbid. Still outbid. Okay, one more bid. Just lied to myself. And I'm putting in one more bid. Puts me, I'm done one. see. I got to think about Fanatics or PS. Do I can see I'm coming in and out right now. I apologize, guys. There must be. I'm going to try Wi-Fi on my phone. Maybe that will help a little bit. Haven't been having internet trouble for a couple of weeks, which is very nice. 2-1 USA, top of the ninth. Well, good luck. Go USA in the World Baseball. Terp, the WBC has been phenomenal. Players are really into it. That's great to hear. That's just awesome that they're into it, right? Still shocked by Venezuela upsetting Japan last night. Jay-Z telling me to spend that cash. Can't take it with you. One more time. Yeah, it's a great series. Good to hear. Good to hear. I am now outbid again. Oh, gosh. Can I go again? I'm going again. I'm going again, guys. Like, you know what it's like, right? Now you just want to, you keep going, right? Okay. Let's see. I'm winning one. I'm still outbid on this card. Oh, let me take a closer look. I might have to wait for a different copy. Do I go check comps and see if I'm getting to... Okay, I'm going to do a quick comp check here, guys. Sometimes I don't want to check comps. I just want to bid on the card. But now that I'm getting sort of out of my comfort zone, I have to... I'm going to go see what the card has sold for before. So please bear with me as I do that. I'm not going to do this publicly. I'm keeping this to myself this week. Last week, I bid publicly for everybody to see, and I don't think it hurt me. I don't think, but you never know. This time, I'm going to not do that. Okay, I finally got my search right. Now let's see what this card has been selling for before. Yeah, I'm like not way over. Not... I think I got to bid again. Okay, do I have time? Did I miss it? I'm going to bid again. I'm bidding again. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I deserve it. Still not the winning bidder. Bidding again. Holy. Still not the winning bidder. Bidding again. Okay, I know I'm pissing somebody off right now. There's no doubt about that. And the other card I got outbid on again as well. So making lots of bids here, guys. Still not spending a ton of money, though. And I do want these two cards. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Got to watch the clock, though. 2 minutes. So let's go back. Okay, what are we talking about here? Now, also, let's just let's go back here and see where we're at. Most of these have been sold. Oh, the Cobb green is still going. What'd the Bond bread do? 52.80 on the Bond bread. Those are all sold. Let's just find some cards that are not sold, and we'll sort of hover there. It looks like most of these have been sold by now. Oh, 16.8 on that PSA Gretzky. Oy. Oy, 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 oy. Okay, now that mantle's not so exciting. Okay, let's sit on the $2,500 for the most graded basketball card here, the BGS 10 Pristine. Way outselling the PSA 10. Way outselling the PSA 10. I forget someone was mentioning that doesn't happen anymore, but clearly it does. Okay. Bystander says Brian Gray will be a self-promotion. He'll probably announce a new company he's launching now that his non-compete has ended just to get... No, that's not it, Bystander, because... And I say that because he said that he said, my phone's been ringing. Like, this is news he's gotten externally, which makes me believe it is not his news. So I don't think that's it. Laura says, less money to spend on your New York City trip. That's true, Laura. But my New York City trip, it's like all business. It's pretty much in and out. So I won't be able to go shopping, thankfully, It's expensive to shop in New York. Terp says, yeah, comp check because you don't want to drastically pay over comp. Yeah, especially on a card that I could possibly find another copy of. I agree with you on that. Terp, I expect new comps to be set by the hobby in a very good place. Oh, I expect new comps to be set. The hobby is in a very good place. Yeah, I think the hobby's in a good place too. I'm just watching to see what's going on here in my bids. We're down to 10 seconds left. Dan Brown, Jeremy, I remember a couple of years ago, Brian Gray came on your show and said he had a huge announcement about his future and it was imminent. To my knowledge, he never announced anything. Do you remember? Completely remember, Daniel Brown. That was, I believe, in like September of 2024. I talked to him after. I said, I'm like, bro, you know, you came on, you said you had big news. You never mentioned the big news. What is it? What was it? And I forget what he said, but it was like, just never really panned out the way he was expecting it to. That had to do with him. This is different, though. This is different. Junk Wax says, Probstein is at it again. What do you mean, Junk Wax Museum? What is he at again? Legit question. I don't know what you're getting at there. Junk Wax Heroes, bottom of the 9, 2-1 USA. Come on, Dominican Republic. Junk Wax is cheering against the USA, I suppose. Rob Star, someone's got a mega bid in. I don't know what card you're referring to, Rob Star. Oh, not this Jordan here. These have all been sold. Okay. Kinger, I know it's not the 89 design Topps Chrome out of 50 refractor Otani remake print, not Jay Lee style. That's correct. Jay-Z says, if you're holding big boy cards, the comps have been getting reset weekly, some daily. Yeah. It's been nuts out there. All right, just under 4 minutes. I am currently winning both of the auctions that I want to win. And why don't we do this? Let's go to ended. Let's see what the cards have been selling for on my watch list. So I thought about buying all 3 of these cards across the top. The Marino, the Jerry Rice, and the Pedro Martinez. And look, could have had them all for $200 plus BP. Not bad. I don't think. Like, they're all nice cards. And they're all like out of 100 here on the Pedro. Pedro's my guy, in case you don't know. No, Rob Star, the one I'm it's not. No, they are actively bidding because I'm becoming the high bidder, and then they're bidding against me. So it's not like I'm being auto outbid. So it's not mega. There's no mega bids out there. We keep on chipping away at each other here. Frank Thomas, PSA 10 with name. You get the whole card and save yourself $200,000, but you can get the whole card, guys, with the way it was intended to be, with his name on there even. The Jerry Rice and the Barry Sanders, look at those right beside each other. I like those. I would prefer if they were both the same color. That would be more interesting to me. But they're not, and that's okay too. And I've been outbid on a card, which just means I have to stay up later, which also means I'm going to go comp. I comp the other one. Now I'm going to go comp this one. So let me do that, guys. Let's see here. Got to make sure I want to, I talk to myself sometimes, right? So I would say blah, 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 blah. Here's what it is. And you guys would hear me say it. You got to be careful when you're live streaming. So I'm not going to, okay, let's see now what this card has been selling for. Yeah, we're already like over. Well, are we actually though? Yeah, we are well over comp on this card, but comps aren't the end all be all, right? Like sometimes you just want to buy the card. Although we're not, it's like the card's kind of all over the place. So we're not way over comp. We're over, but we're not way over. I'm willing to go over comp. Like I'm willing to go. I'm going to go again. I'm going to bid again. These aren't huge bid increments. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here, guys. The whole card. That's right, Jay-Z on the Thomas. You get the whole card. Jeremy, was that a Bowman Tiffany? Yes, that was. We were watching the Bowman Tiffany Griffey PSA 8.5. Here, I'm going to go to more items on this screen. Joe, you struck out. I hope you're okay with it, buddy. A lot of juice out there. There are some nice cards out there. That is for sure. Mike Double V, I'm sure some of the most intelligent conversations you have. Talking to myself. Talking himself. Yeah, it's me. I'm talking myself into bidding again, Jay-Z. You know it. You know it. Calm schmom, says David Chase. I check them sometimes. Not all the time. But let's see here. I might win card number 1 in 9 seconds. What happened? I won. I won one of the cards. I won. I did not win the card. Let's not be silly. I did not win the card. If you win something, you get it for free. That's how I think of winning. You win a bet, well, you have to pay to get into the bet. You win the bet. I want to think about that. I've always said, you don't win the auction. Sorry, you do. You don't win the card, you win the auction that then allows you to buy the card for what you said you would pay for it. You don't win the card though. Or do you? Am I wrong? I might be completely wrong. What do you guys think? It's semantics, but I want to talk about it. Do you win the card if you are the high bidder on an auction? Do you win the card? Or do you win the auction and then you have to pay for it? And outbid again on that card. And we're into the 1 minute windows now too. I'm going to bid again. Like, now it's like a pride thing. Now I just want to win the war, We'll see what happens. I won the first card. I'll show you which one it was. This is a card I've wanted for quite some time. It's not showing up here now. Let's see. Oh, there's some more cards coming in. This guy right here. This is the card I wanted to buy, guys. I bought this card tonight. Why? Because this is the only occurrence of game-used jerseys of Wayne Gretzky and Bobby Orr together on a card. Bobby Orr outlawed a card company from cutting up his jersey ever again when he found out it happened. And this is one that has the yellow Orr and the black Gretzky. Hard to find that combo. That's why it was sort of a little bit difficult to comp it. But that's why this is a very important card to me. It's from 1999 too. It's an old card. So I'm happy to have this card in the collection. And one of the reasons why I was like, maybe I'll wait for another copy. I'll show you something on the back that I don't love, but this chipping along the back, right? Along the edge and the bottom corner on the reverse. Now it's on the reverse. I don't love this, but guys, there's only 99 copies of this card. And not many of them have a yellow star. Sorry, I'm still bidding on that other card. Which means that if I don't win it, now I'm driving up the cost on the next one that I would buy, right? I'm just driving up the comp now, but that's what happens, I guess. Game worn, Gretzky Orr, two of the goats of hockey. A lot of people to this day put Bobby Orr as number 1. And they're not doing it for fun. They're not doing it for kicks and giggles. They're doing it because they truly believe it and they saw him play. Bobby Orr was to hockey what Steph Curry was to basketball. Totally changed the game. So it's legit. It's legit. And he has no game used jersey cards. Upper Deck did just release an ingrained product with game used stick pieces of Bobby Orr, but not jersey. So to me, this is like a key hockey card. And I love game used memorabilia. So to me, I could not be happier with this card right now, guys. It's going to be coming in hand. I'm going to take delivery of it, and then we'll see what I do with it. Am I going to want to get it slabbed? Probably not. Like, why would I slab it? It's not going to grade super well because of that bottom edge. Hold on, I just have to take a second here. 3, 2, 1. Looks like I won the other card. No. The guy waited till the final second to put in his bid. I'm bidding again. Yeah. Sorry, bro. I'm bidding again. So we have 2 more minutes to see what happens now. All right, back to you guys. Back to you guys again. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, you guys answered my question. I appreciate it. Let's see where we got here. Chris Hayes here says, I'm willing to go over comps. What you have to tell yourself for any decent card in 2026. That's why comps don't really matter so much. Listen, and I was listening to Chris Hoge today on the Card Boss podcast, the clip on Instagram, where Chris is the boss of comps, okay? And he said that, and I agree, comps are not, I forget exactly how what his words were. They're a guide. They're not true value. And I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Okay. Intervention time. It might be. Mark says that's probably more accurate than we are willing to admit. Okay. Jay-Z says you win the card. Okay. Fair. The debate has you giggling. Junkwax Hero says you win the right to acquire this item. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Semantics exactly. Bystander, you win the auction, you pay for the card. That's how I see it. More hockey cards, please. One might say when you win the auction, you lost your money. Well said. Well said. David Chase, did I win the burrito I just ate? No, I promise you lost. Terp says, but a lot of people don't want to sell that card either. Cardboard and plastic. If cards are numbered, condition is less important. I completely disagree with that comment. Cardboard and plastic. Reason being is because vintage cards are not numbered and condition is of utmost importance. Oh no, that's consistent with what you're saying, isn't it? That's consistent with what you're saying. Hold on. Sorry, cardboard and plastic. Let me get my head on straight here for a moment. You are saying if cards are numbered, condition is less. Yes, I do agree. Sorry. I agree. If you care that I agree or not, but I do agree. Double V, 2016 Leaf Genesis Record Breakers or Oren Gretzky game used. If you're comparing the two, I don't know what the Leaf Genesis Record Breakers is, so it's the Oren Gretzky. But send me a pic of that, Mike. I'd love to know what you're talking about there. Congrats, Jay Lee. Thank you. Way to make people feel ancient. 1999 is not old. I bought a card from 1895 today. Is it not old? I mean, 1999. It's almost 30 years ago. Ooh, I won the card. I won the bidding war. I won the bidding war, guys. Oh, Corey, you got your PSA 10 beret. Congratulations. David Chase, if you drive up the price and win, doesn't that make your card look like the value is increasing, therefore winning? Fair. Did USA win the baseball game? If so, congratulations to the USA team. Awesome card. Let's go. Thank you, Greg. Kinger, I won a Skybox Metal Celebrini on ComC a moment ago. Congratulations. Okay. I'll show you the other card that I think I just way overpaid for, but I'm okay with it. It is graded. And I'll show you the card I bought. It should be down here because it's now over. And then I'm going to go, guys. And then I'm going to go. Let's go to active. What's still active here? This is awesome, by the way. I think this is next week, though. This is an odd. Look at this Brady patch coming up on next week's auction with like the chin, the mouth, and the nose of the Patriot. Is that not an awesome card? PSA 5. Who cares? It's all about the patch. But okay. Where is the card that I just bought? I don't want to just sort of show it to you. I'll go. It's a modern card, so that's interesting. Latest first. Maybe it'll show up right in the top row here. It doesn't. Ended. Hold on a second. Watch list ended, but I want just this one auction. Can I see just the one auction? I can. No, it's not showing up yet. Oh, maybe it will. Hold on a second, guy. Yeah, it should show up here pretty quick. Let's see. I want to get to it and show it to you here. I can show it to you on my phone, but I'll show it to you here. Let me just go find it. Shouldn't be long. I'll show you what I bought. See what you guys. There it is, right here. I bought this card tonight. Tiger Woods 2024 Fleer Ultra Flare Hot Gloves, $234. That's like way overpaid, guys. Like this card is probably not worth, but you know, the comps indicate about 150. So I just drove up comps on. It's a PSA 8. I think there's Pop 5, 2 graded higher. So there's only 7 total in PSA slabs. Cards floating around in the slab, which I don't love, but it is a weird die cut, so it's hard to get around it. But I love the card. I love the card. I wanted to get a Tiger Woods card that I could be happy with, and this just does it for me, guys. This card absolutely does the trick for me. So that's the one I got. That was it, guys. Those are the 2 cards I picked up tonight. Double O Cards guy, Jesse says, Greg is the monthly pickup show this Wednesday. I'm Jesse in Calgary, by the way. Laura, thank you, Laura. Appreciate it. Junk Wax, great game. 2-1 USA final. Next up, winner of Venezuela and Italy for the whole beans. Thanks, Junk Wax. Kinger, aloha. Oh, ahaha. That's funny. You were going to bid on it too. Joe says it has lineage. The Tiger Woods does have lineage. Exactly. Yes, BW. I picked up the Tiger Woods card. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for tonight. I'm back on the channel tomorrow night with the Front Row Card Show with Dan Bliss, and we're bringing on one of his vendors. Check it out. We're going to have some fun tomorrow night here on the channel. We're going to play Keep Release, a game that Dan came up with. And listen, we're going to talk a bit about the Front Row Show, but we're going to talk a lot about the hobby as well. And then Thursday night, back here on the channel, live from New York City, live from the Fanatics studio, myself and Adam Gray will be doing the premiere show from New York. Kind of exciting. Joe Davis, voice of the Dodgers, as well as the World Series and the All-Star Game, will be with us on stage doing the show together. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Looking forward to that. David Chase says, I love that card. Way better than that Sports Illustrated for Kids version. Yeah, we talked about that last night, David. That's the Tiger. I like this card a lot more than the SI for Kids, even though it's 30 years later. Absolutely. Greg will post his video Friday or Saturday. Thank you for the update, Greg. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. Sammy Hill, what's happening? Good to see you. Thank you, Mark, on the nice Woods pickup. Guys, that's going to do it. I will see you guys back here tomorrow night. We'll see you on Thursday from New York City for the Fanatics premiere, and back next Saturday for Sports Cards Live. Guys, that's going to do it. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. Everyone, have a great week ahead, and we will see you all back here soon. Thank you. So, hold on. BW, that doesn't seem like an overpay. Okay, good to hear. Thank you, Jesse, on the Tiger Woods. Die cuts are fire. Jay Lee bought a golf card. That is correct, Joe. Jay Lee bought a golf card tonight. Okay, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you back here soon. Thanks, Laura. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the Sports Cards Live community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and most of all, keep collecting. More great content to come. Sports Cards is a lifestyle.